Right, it's day 2 of the Cannes Film Festival in the south of France. Thousands of journalists queued this morning amid tight security to see one of the first films premiering in competition. France 24's culture editor Eve Jackson was there. She joins me now. Hello, Eve. Now, it's not all glamour for you. How was this morning's 8 a.m. screening?
Well, believe it or not, one of my favourite things at the Cannes Film Festival is watching films very early in the morning. It puts me into a sort of dreamlike state, if you will. Today's film was called Wonderstruck. It's by the American director Todd Haynes. Now, it's like 2 movies in one, based on 2 young runaways. Both are deaf, both are very sad and very lonely in their lives. It stars Julianne Moore and Michelle Williams. And in the press conference this morning, Julianne Moore spoke about what it was like to work without words.
Because of who I played and because of the genres in which I was participating within the film, the silent film genre, and then a theatrical genre, and then later on, a character in the 70s who spoke ASL. All of these, for me, I found that it boiled down to how we communicate and what kind of, what languages we use and how we effectively use our bodies, our hands, ourselves, without spoken English.
Wonderstruck cuts back and forth between these 2 stories, one set in the 1920s and one set 50 years later in the 70s. It casts a beautiful spell. It's like a beautiful puzzle, if you like.
Eve, this year is a special one for Cannes, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's Cannes' 70th birthday, 7 decades of scandal and glamour on the red carpet. Olivia Salazar-Winspear now takes a trip down memory lane with a Cannes regular.
Years young, and as you can see, Cannes is looking pretty good after 7 decades as the host of the world's most famous film festival. It's also been the site of some important moments in the history of cinema. This is a birthday we should have been celebrating in 2009 because Cannes was meant to start in 1939. The Second World War saw it postponed until 1946, and since then they've skipped a couple of festivals too. This year, Cannes is taking a look back at its illustrious history with an exhibition at the Palais des Festivals. Jean-Philippe, you're a regular at the festival as a critic and a journalist. Do you remember the first time you came to Cannes? When was it and what were your impressions?
The first time I came was in 1978, and like all first times, it's something that stays with you forever. It was the year that Midnight Express came out. I saw the film here, and after that, it became a worldwide success. And for the first time in my life, I saw Billy Wilder in the flesh. He'd come to show Fedora, and he was organizing a little party for it. It's the kind of feeling you can never reproduce, really.
And how have you seen the festival change over the years?
I think the main thing that's changed is the sense of sociability. In the first years, you could bump into directors, actors who weren't being bothered, who went unnoticed. Today, that's impossible. As soon as someone spots a person who seems famous, even if they aren't actually famous, then a huge crowd swarms around that person.
With special anniversary screenings and a gala soirée planned, the festival's certainly celebrating in style. All that's left for us to do is wish Cannes a very happy birthday.
Now, stars from all over the world gather in the south of France for this festival, Eve. You've been speaking to a seriously big star in India. Tell us more.
Her name is Deepika Padukone. You might not know her name, but she's one of the best paid actresses in the world in Bollywood. She's made around 30 films in India, and her first Hollywood movie has just come out, starring alongside Vin Diesel, no less. Here's 60 seconds with the Queen of Hollywood.
I don't know, I guess when I eat. I have no idea. But now that you've asked me that question, I'm going to go back and check. Be fearless. As the ocean. Have you seen that view? I mean, look at that. You have to pan that way and look at that view. It's amazing. In life, peace of mind. To have fun.
You can watch the rest of my interview with Deepika Padukone at 9:15 Paris time. I think she's worth it. She's got something like 18 million followers on Twitter and around the same on Instagram. She's a big star.